Hi, I'm Miss A, the writing lady. Today I'm going to teach you about expository. It's expository. We are a detective, so I'm going to teach you some little motions, and it goes like this. When I say expository, I'm a detective. I write an essay. It's just the facts, baby. I need a topic sentence and a concluding sentence. Let's try that together. When I say expository, I'm a detective. I write an essay. It's just the facts, baby. I need a topic sentence and a concluding sentence. Perfect. Now today we're going to be doing something very fun. We're going to be examining a pretzel, and we're going to be writing an essay from the perspective of a detective. First of all, we need to know some transition words. Transition words are words that move our essay along. So we have three choices today: first, next, and last. Now let's take a look at our template. When we're writing expository, we're going to be thinking from the perspective of a detective. So that means we have our magnifying glass, and our magnifying glass helps us to focus on what we're going to be talking about. Today we're going to be talking about a pretzel. Does everyone love pretzels? I do too. So we're going to take our template and we're going to write the word pretzel inside the magnifying glass, or as close as we can, on the top and on the bottom. We're going to write pretzel because our pretzel is what we're going to be examining. Great. Now we're going to look at the shoes. Remember I told you are the boots? These are transition words, and they move our essay along. So we have three choices of transition words. We have first, next, and last. So we're going to go to the first footprint, and we are going to write in first. And in the heel, we're going to put a comma. Then we're going to go to the second one, and we're going to write next, and we're going to put a comma in the heel there. And we're going to go to our last one, and of course, our last transition word is last. Now let's look at our pretzel. What are some things that we could do with our pretzel today? Could we taste our pretzel? Could we touch our pretzel? Could we smell? How about feeling our pretzel? Great. We're going to figure out some things that we're going to do. I think the first thing that we should do is touch our pretzel. So our boxes stand for details. So we're going to write touch. That's the first thing we'll do. And then we'll look at our pretzel. So we're going to say, I see my pretzel. Okay. And the last thing, of course, is, which is the most fun, what will we do? We're going to taste it. So we're going to write taste right here. All right, let's go back to the top. We need a topic sentence and a concluding sentence. That's the first sentence in our essay and the last sentence in our essay. How do we feel about pretzels? Because that's what we're going to need to tell the person reading our essay. Well, I think pretzels are terrific. So I'm going to write pretzels on my topic sentence line. Pretzels are terrific. And I'm writing them as neatly as I can. And I'm remembering that at the end of my sentence, I have to put a period. And at the beginning, I have to have a strong capital. Then I'm going to move to the bottom, and I'm going to again write my opinion, how I feel about pretzels. How do you feel about pretzels? You love pretzels? Great. Let's write that down. I love pretzels. And make sure that at the end of your sentence, you put a period. Make sure you have a strong capital at the beginning. Great. Now we're going to go up here and we're going to write three more sentences. We're going to write first, I touch my pretzel. We're going to pretend that we've already done it, okay? So we're going to add an ED. We're going to write first, and then we're going to put a comma. I touched with an ED, and I've run out of room, so I'm going to go to the next line, my pretzel. And then I'm going to put a period at the end. Check for a strong capital and a comma. Then I'm going to move to the next one, and it's next I see. Okay, so next I see my pretzel, or next I see it. Could I say I looked at it instead? I think that sounds better, but it means the same thing. So I looked at, and I'm going to write it instead of pretzel because I've already said that 2 times. And then I'm going to go down to here, and I'm going to say last I what? Yes, this is the best part of all. We get to taste it. So I'm going to put last I tasted my pretzel. Perfect. And I'm going to make sure that at the end of my sentence, I have a period and a strong capital, and I have a comma after my transition word. The next thing I'm going to do is go back, and there's little tiny dots, and you're probably wondering what the dots stand for. Well, those stand for examples or explanations. We're going to explain what happens when we touch it. So let's take a minute. We're going to touch our pretzel. Feels kind of lumpy. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to write lumpy. And then I'm going to feel it some more, and it's smooth and rough. So I'm going to write smooth. And if you have more time, you could write rough later. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to observe it with our eyes. We're going to look at it and see what we see. Oh, we see some white salt. So I'm going to put down white and salt. And then I'm going to look and see, well, it looks like a face. So I'm going to write a face. Great. Now, here comes the best part of all. This part you have to be very careful and do it just right. We're going to, first of all, we're going to put it on our tongue, and we're going to use our tongue to feel the pretzel. So we're going to put it on there and see what we feel with our tongue. I'm going to close our eyes. Great. All right, what do you feel? Oh, what does it taste like? It tastes like salt. Very salty. And it's kind of rough. Now let's take a crunch, a bite of our pretzel, and we're going to see how it tastes. Tastes kind of bready. So it tastes salty and bready. Perfect. Now, we're going to look back, and everyone is going to help me. We're going to read this. I'll read it together. But first of all, I'm going to read it to you wrong, because sometimes when we're writing an essay, kids forget to use something very important. So I'm going to show you what they might do. Pretzels are terrific. First, I touched my pretzel, lumpy, smooth. Next, I looked at it, white, salt, face. Last, I tasted my pretzel, salty, bready. I love pretzels. Does that make a lot of sense? No, it doesn't. Because in here, when we used our explanations or examples, we didn't make sentences. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to model for you how to make it into sentences, and then you're going to help me. Pretzels are terrific. First, I touched my pretzel. It was lumpy and smooth. Next, I looked at it. White salt was on the other outside, and it looked like it had a face. Last, I tasted my pretzel. My tongue tasted the salt and the bread. I love pretzels. Wasn't that a lot better?